Hey, test. All right. Looks like we're live. And in theory, we're going to actually have a Through the Ages game. And maybe there won't be quitters. But no promises. Sorry, just sending out stream announcements. I might have to resize once the game actually starts. Try to remember that. Try to see if we could get the view looking correct. But yeah, we're waiting on one more here, which is good because I mostly like 4-player Through the Ages. But yeah, this guy's trying to get a 3-player. Come join our 4-player. Yeah, obviously yesterday we wound up in a Gurkly game, which went okay, but yeah, we'll see if we can actually play Through the Ages today. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know. My day is probably gonna be just kind of gaming for quite a while, which will be good. Um, yeah. I finished recording Through the Ages stuff with AJ, but yeah, I'm trying to reach out to the other players from the WBC final still, see if I can get some of their viewpoints in, which would be neat. But yeah, hoping they get that video up, which will be nice. Otherwise, yeah, I don't really know a lot else. I need to work with Gonzo and figure out when I'm streaming Lord of the Rings. That would certainly be good, but we're not getting luck on this game kicking off fast. I was thinking we'd find somebody pretty quick, but see how long we're sitting there. Ooh, but our game has kicked off, it looks like. I got distracted by reading some BGA forums, but okay. We're third seat. We have a player that's not played a ton or particularly high rated, so that's a little interesting. People that like have played a lot. Ratings are weird on the app. Like it's really just a function of how much you've played. So, okay. We see the player in front of us has Stonehenge Richland. First seat took Engineering Genius A. I am left looking at a lot of stuff I don't care about a ton. I think Pyramids is reasonably good. I think Library is best. I see some extra science. The Age 1 Wonders, we see a Basilica and a Wall, which are quite good. Universitas and Himeji, reasonably good. So lots of good stuff to build in Age 1. Age 2 Wonders, Ocean Liner, very good. Harvard and Eiffel, pretty good. Suez can be quite good. So lots of, yeah, good Age 1 and 2 Wonders. Early Leaders, some extra science, extra yellow dot. We have some military actions through Leaders. I'll look at that a little more intently. I think this turn is just pyramids and Richland. I'm gonna get a reasonable leader easy enough, but I think it's worth taking the better wonder here while I can. We do see a Coubertin in the game, so that puts a little extra value on bread and circus type stuff. Late game, we do see Gates and Meyer and Einstein and a Curie, so computers, even scientific methods are reasonably good here. A little bit of theater support, but no Bach, no Chaplin. There is a Basilica, though, which really matters, so occasional chances for some of that to work out. Extra rocks in the late game, extra rocks. Little extra rock, little extra rock. Some extra civil action, some extra science. Alright, looks like a good blend. I'm not sure there's anything particularly advantaged or disadvantaged through these leaders. I don't think they're pulling me in strong directions, which is fine. Couch King went Moses Hanging Gardens, which is kind of fun. That's a ton of population. Red chose to take Boudica and did get the library, but didn't build a lab or a thing. That's kind of overvaluing stuff. Alexander's sliding down the row, which is what I would really like, but I don't know if I want to pay 2 civil actions for Alexander. Also, an early 2 civil action knights is very nice. I wonder if I can get away with Richland pop, take these knights, and just plan to get Alexander next turn because all my opponents have a leader, and it's very unlikely all this drops. I think I could take Alexander next turn, actually. And this way I lock in an early knight, so I'm not going to be weakest. Yeah, I think this is the right play here, actually. A 2 civil action knights looks really good here. And just get this mine up. Yeah, I like this turn. I like that. Alexander, I think, is the best leader here. That extra early yellow dot is just very good. Wow, all the knights are coming down early. I'm very glad that I took knights. With this many knights coming down early, it's likely that somebody is going to push strength quickly, and I want to be prepared for that. Also, the Basilica is going to fall off the card row. And the Great Wall might fall off the card row. These are some really premier wonders coming very early, and the rest of us already took AJ wonders, so nobody's going to be able to grab that. Oops, I was supposed to possibly change my screen size, although the screen size looks pretty good except for the fact that my webcam is covering up our government, but you can see the picture of the government. So, I mean, it's a little annoying not to see how many actions I have, but if anybody ever needs that info, they can ask me. Alright, we get a seed, we get a planning. What's available? Trade routes, craft, and civil life. I might just take the trade routes. Oh, wait, development of crafts means I could finish pyramids this turn. I could finish pyramids and take Basilica, but then I'm not taking Alexander. I think that's probably wrong. I think I'm supposed to take Alexander here. But this Basilica calls to me slightly. Although the Great Wall's also coming soon. Yikes, lots to consider here. I definitely am skipping politics. What did Red do? Red finished their wonder and didn't do this stuff. Okay, well that's cool. Finishing the wonder early is neat. I don't know if it's the right play. I'm skipping politics. Okay, I could crafts do this. This is a reasonable turn. Other option is just take like a pop. Go Alexander. And be left without much to do here. That's actually not very good. I think I am supposed to just finish the pyramid then and just get Alexander into play. I don't really care about Gutenberg at all here. Yeah, I far prefer this. I like this quite a bit. We could kill Alexander. at the start of our next round, get that extra yellow dot, up our pop 1, still be producing extra food, build our lab 1 turn late, but that's okay. We'd love to see some extra science in the game though. These players that are generating extra science are going to want this Code of Laws quite badly. This guy's going to have a lot of population soon. Who else took the knights, by the way? Okay, yellow took the knights. Okay. The Stonehenge player. Okay, that's fine. Stonehenge player did build a lab, which is fine. Well, they're running Confucius and Stonehenge. This is a lot of science for the player in front of me. They really are going to be looking for ways to spend that. I'm not sure I want a Great Wall on my next turn or not. I like the Great Wall quite a bit, but because I have early knights and I have a potential heavy cavalry in hand, it's not obvious to me that I actually am going to be building many swordsmen this game, or warriors. So I'm not sure. Great Wall is normally very good, but I don't know if it's for me. There's no way Basilica can come back to me, right? This card drops on blue's turn, this drops on red's, yeah, this drops on yellow's always, so I can never get it. Blue also took the knights, so red is looking like they're going to have strength problems, potentially. Blue did not build a lab. Interesting. Okay. Several reasonable leaders are coming down, but an early Saladin after killing off Nostradamus would be very good for me. I think Saladin's going to be only 1 civil action on my turn. I'd be very happy to kill off Alexander, get Saladin, and just use him for another action, and have tons of early actions. I'm not sad about that possibility. Other Age 1 leaders that are good for me, honestly, the Age 1 leaders are a little on the weak side. There's no Zizka. I think Gutenberg's generally pretty bad. Eleanor and Joan of Arc are like meh. Michelangelo's iffy. Barbarossa could be pretty dang good. Nostradamus has some good games, but just getting an extra civil action off Saladin here looks really quite good if that comes to me. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. It's looking okay though. Red's being a little slow here, but not too slow. Okay, good. They are taking a turn. I'm always paranoid people are going to leave. They're going Alchemy after having Library of Alexandria. They do play Legion, which makes the Great Wall a little better. Also, this Code of Laws falling to yellow. Ooh, and there's Development of Science. This Code of Laws is incredibly good for yellow. Between all the science that yellow is generating, they want stuff to sink science into. Sinking science into Code of Laws is really dreamy for Confucius here, and yeah, they snap it off and otherwise do some pretty expected stuff. That's fine by me. I'm pretty excited about this Saladin, and there's not a lot else that's excited me, so I think this is pretty clear. Just kill him off, get Saladin into play for extra actions, build this thing, and then maybe I still take a Great Wall. Oh no, taking a Great Wall does corrupt me. Okay, so I'm just gonna up pop twice. I'm just gonna be boring and get important stuff done and then see from there what happens. Yeah, I think this is clean enough. I think I want to keep heavy cavalry around, so I think I'm getting rid of these cards. Military actions are now a concern for me. I don't have a clear military action plan, so I should be thinking about those. We haven't seen any iron come down yet, but I'm still not opposed to iron. I would not be opposed to a Universitas either. I'm not super feeling like I need a Himeji. I'd like to take some decent yellow cards just because I have so many actions. Turning those actions into economy via yellow cards would be nice. Yeah, what else am I looking for? I mean, I'm also now starting to pile up science, but I want to just put them into knights. My opponents are seeding a decent bit. No idea what they're really seeding, but I think it might be time to start just pushing strength. Pushing strength means that the rest of my opponents have to answer, and that they can't just ignore stuff. And I'm not that far away from being able to get this heavy cavalry up. I mean, it's gonna take a little bit more, but we still have a couple extra events. I could see this border conflict potentially if I just try to, if my goal from here is to just build 3 knights and run that, it could go pretty well for me. The Great Wall also fell off the card row, as did St. Peter's Basilica, so there's a bit of wonder pressure if people actually want to build wonders, although there's no early irons coming down, so nobody's really getting tons of rock production. Rocks are a little bit of a weakness for me. I don't have extra rock production, so like I'd really like this engineering genius to come my way. I wouldn't even be sad about taking this patriotism, and I do think just trying to build up these knights and maybe try to get border conflict for some rocks is a reasonable way for me to be proceeding here. Yeah, just try to build up to this heavy calv. Looks decent. I mean, I have stuff. I have the population, but not the happiness. I probably need one more pop. But third farm, no second mine, no third mine. This player again was like rated the lowest, and this is a weird start from them. I'm not convinced in it. Unfortunately, yellow might take this engineering genius on me, which make me a little sad. Also, red not taking swordsman is very dangerous. Red is risking long-term strength. I know they have legion and can build one more warriors, but red, it looks like if I start pushing strength, red could definitely get punished. Yellow is actually offering the pact to red, which normally you don't offer pacts to first seat, but I agree with yellow's decision here. It looks like the other players have a better idea about how to actually be developing a civilization. So that's handy for both of them. It makes it harder for me to aggress either of them, which is a bit sad. Red took the early monarchy. Yeah, there's not a lot for me to be doing here, really. I'm going to take yellow cards. I'm going to play knights up my pop. I mean, that's really all I have to do. I could look at this irrigation, I guess, also, but I don't really care about the irrigation at the moment. What other events are left? A free warriors? I really don't want to see the free warrior event. I don't care about free warrior, but free pop is nice. Free temple is nice. Some extra rocks is nice, and military cards are fine. Yellow doesn't take the engineering genius. Yellow also goes for an alchemy. What world are we in where alchemy is good? I'm actually baffled by this. There's so much early science in this game. These players are generating so much extra science, and there's just no need for that much science. I don't like this alchemy from them at all. I think it's bad. But I'm going to start seeding strength events, and I'm going to push strength from third seat. That's the game plan that's available to me here, and I'm pretty content to take it. Actually, I can just take both these frugalities and delay population. Not taking swordsman is maybe a little bit wrong, but I have heavy calv, and I will reveal it. I think that means I, on my next turn, can go, like, I can go pop, and play patriotism. It'd be really close to building 2 knights on my next turn. I'm not drawing cards, which is a bit of an unfortunate thing here. Again, military actions are a problem for my position, but I think this looks pretty good. Yeah. We keep the Raiders in hand, because Raiders is a type of event that we could actually seed. We're not drawing any aggressions, but just putting the strength pressure on the table just puts everybody on notice. We're mostly dodging the free warriors. We really want to dodge free warrior and would love to see religion at this point. I have no happiness plan. I mean, another happiness plan is to take a bread and circus once it comes down. Taking bread and circuses here looks reasonable. Because, yeah, I have no happiness solution. I would like a Universitas at this point. Universitas to produce my extra science would be good. Yeah. Yeah, I'm really surprised about these alchemies though. Like this guy is just making so much science. Confucius Stonehenge alchemy is a lot of science. Which is great if you actually have things to pump all the science into, but Blue hasn't built their hanging gardens yet. They definitely are going to have to be thinking about that soon. We have quite a few turns left, but not that many, right? Blue has to start being slightly worried about their hanging gardens just dropping. Also, a swordsman is falling off the card row, which is pretty interesting given that Allegiance did get played. Again, if blue takes the swordsman here, I have no idea how red is going to build strength efficiently. Again, they can build one warrior and they'll have 5 strength, but then after that, they got nothing, which is often going to be a problem. Blue goes cartography of all things, though, and builds warriors, but doesn't take the swordsman. Wow. This many warriors and not taking swordsman and letting swordsman fall off is interesting. We see all the wonders that are left in Age 1. I think I do want to take University on my turn. I will take University for 3 civil actions. With an engineering genius in hand and just wanting somewhere to put my rocks, given that there's no iron yet. Dang, free warfare though. That's unfortunate. That's not what I wanted. That's not good for me. I'm declining that. I'm just trying to build heavy cavalry. That's not at all the event I wanted to see. But oh well. Oh well. Honestly, I'm not totally sure my opponents want to be built. Like, does blue really want a 5th warrior? I mean, they might, but what a wacky looking civ. All right, well that's a little sad for me though, because now I don't actually have the rocks to completely build 2 knights on my next turn. But oh well. My next turn's looking a little. No, my next turn's fine actually. I take University. I build some stuff. Yeah, this is fine. All 3 irons being laid in the age is interesting. It does mean that generating rocks via avenues will be important. I at least have extra civil actions though, which is going pretty well for me. What Age 2 leaders are we interested in this game? Definitely interested in Nobel. Catherine the Great's reasonable. Maria could be okay if my opponents push strength, because Maria could generate extra rocks for me, which is a weakness of mine here, obviously. So yeah. All right, red developed monarchy peacefully, built a lab. Yellow is seeding while they're the weakest. They are Confucius, but yikes. The swordsman did get taken. Phalanx got played by red. That's baffling. Why are you playing Phalanx? You can't get a knight. They had Legion in play. This is very confusing. This Phalanx is a bad idea. The Phalanx helps some of these players that still have knights in their hand. I guess I could switch to Phalanx now. I could consider switching to Phalanx myself now, which is another thought. But I think I'm just going for the heavy cav. All right, the monarchy gets taken. That's pretty expected. Yeah, nothing unusual there. I do get offered a code of laws, which is interesting. I don't want to seed here. I do want raiders in the deck, but seeding. Well, wait, no, red is still weakest, right? Yeah, because I actually win ties. Okay. I mean, I don't win border conflict, though, which is a goal of mine long term. Although I'm not sure when I get to win border conflict. Whatever, I'm building strength here, though. Oh, I get 2 rocks. Oh, I forgot that I got 2 rocks still that were... I forgot. Never mind. Okay, well, this is easy peasy, then. I forgot. Yeah, this turn is take University, up pop twice, play Patriotism, and become strong. Letting the Code of Laws go, even though I'm building University, I think is fine. I already have enough civil actions. I don't really need to stick my science into Code of Laws. It's going to be a couple of turns till I can actually build this Universitas, but Actually, I could potentially build the Universitas on my next turn if Border Conflict comes out. So I think this is pretty good. Just get strength and make the table fear, and hopefully get rewarded. Hopefully get rewarded by some strength events. I mean, we didn't hit the Crusades, but we'll see what's in there. Barbarians. All right, Nostradamus avoids it. Yeah, I still I'm content with this position, especially if we hit this border conflict in time for me to just build the university on my next turn. If we can hit that border conflict on time, that'd be great. Otherwise, building bread and circus, I'm really gonna need a bread and circus by the time the age flips. I'm gonna need these two happy faces, and I'm not generating happy faces any other way. So I need this. I need one of these two bread and circuses. Um, there was no free temple event, so everybody actually needs happiness help except for this Hanging Gardens actually is looking pretty good. Although again, blue doesn't have a hell of a lot of turns to get this done. They really need to think about just finishing this off. And blue does just finish it off and takes warfare of all things. I think warfare is generally pretty weak, but it might be how they have to plan to try to not get beat up. But this is interesting that they declined swordsman too. This is a whack. This is slightly weird, but still no iron, by the way. Very weird game. No iron off yet. But yeah, I'm pretty content here. I still feel reasonable about the position here. I do, yeah. Really just want one of these bread and circuses. I even kind of like reserves here. I have so many civil actions. Like, it's annoying to use. Again, reserves is generally pretty weak, like, especially in Age 1, using 2 actions for 2 rocks, because it takes an action to take the card, and then an action to play the card. But given how many actions I have, honestly, a reserves is even, like, decent for me. So as for how I'm getting military actions, I probably am looking for strategy in Age 2. I'm looking for Kanmon in Age 2. And I'm looking for one of these leaders that gives a military action, or I'm looking for Nobel and heavily prioritizing strategy or Kanmon. The problem is everybody kind of values strategy, or at least they should, especially given the opponents in front of me who are struggling on strength but not struggling on science. Bread and circuses does get taken. Red does generate some strength. This is a little concerning because I actually kind of need this bread and circuses now, but yellow has a happiness and they have Joan of Arc, so they'd kind of prefer temples, hopefully. Or does Joan of Arc work with bread and circuses nowadays? No, it doesn't. I can never remember this. All right, just temples. Okay. Well, that's fine by me. Red still hasn't switched to an Age 1 leader. I'm not sure which one they're going to pick. But Red Civ looks okay at this point. It's funky to have 3 farms, and it's a little funky having just a single going alchemy with this. But I mean, again, there's been nothing else. Like, we have still super late irons. Even this irrigation's pretty late. This Code of Laws is dying. This Code of Laws dying is actually kind of surprising, given how much science some people had. I'm even going to be a little sad about that Code of Laws dying, but I just couldn't really take it last turn, I don't think. And I'm really just going to hope that there's no Dark Ages in the event deck, but Dark Ages would definitely cause some issues. But yeah. This reserves probably comes to me. Yellow is going to finish Stonehenge and maybe just play Monarchy. Yeah, yellow could actually have a really sick... Yellow could have effective Kanmon here. But between Code of Laws, Monarchy, and the extra red dot from Joan of Arc, they could be at 6-4 for actions in a sec. Should be pretty cool. They might take bread and circuses here on me. Well, they might take another wonder. Yellow could. Well, we're seeing what yellow's doing. Yellow does go monarchy and does go heavy cav. Doesn't even touch the card row at all. Okay, so I have to take bread and circuses for 2, which is a slight sadness. But all right, come on, border conflict. Give us those rocks. Cultural influence, gross. That's useless. Well, I take reserves. I take bread and circuses. I guess I build bread and circuses just in case there's a rebellion in the deck. And then I one stage that, or I up my pop actually. Yeah, we just get a population out of the way. Yeah, let's get a pop increase out. We want to get the pop increase out just in case the age ends. I don't know if that's true, but this is fine. With reserves, I can complete Universitas on my next turn, guaranteed. Even if I don't hit the border conflict. But hopefully I can hit the border conflict. No uncertain borders in the deck. That's sad to know. Rats. All right, well, that's another great reason to have upped our population. Rats just really hurt blue, actually. Oh, wow, that's surprising. Oof. I mean, I guess blue generated a lot of extra food off Moses, but that's still pretty sad to lose 5 food there. Like, food was one of blue's few advantages, so that's pretty rough. Blue must think that they're ceding territories, but trying to win a territory game is also really scary. Like, trying to win territories, I guess they have 1,000,000 stickmen, but they have no cards in hand also, which is actually fascinating if I had any aggressions. I'm not sure I want to see this in certain borders because I have no idea when it's actually going to come, but gosh, I might stick on certain borders in the deck next turn just because I have nothing else to seed here, and I'm still really fishing for that border conflict rocks. No iron still, by the way. All 3 iron are absolutely chilling. There's one of them, finally. Blue did finish their wonder, grabs Himeji, goes slight irrigation here. Yeah, that's fine. Do I even care about these irons? These irons are so late. I think I just ignore iron this game and just continue to use actions to scoop up all these yellows. Just try to scoop up urban growth, rich land, breakthrough type stuff on my turn here. I think that's the way to play this. It's already round 8, like, and I don't even really want to be building iron this turn. I really just want to finish. I really want to just complete Universitas this turn. So, like, it would be like a round 9 iron. Like, that's way too late, I think. Like, the rock benefit you get comes so late. All those actions can be invested better, I think, is going to be my argument. Red's building slight more strength. They take a reserves for 2. That's gross. I mean, that's not good for them. They also don't take a leader. Red's going to let their leader die here. The age crossover is happening any second, and Red's going to lose their leader. Yellow here is at 6-5 on actions, actually. They have open borders agreement giving a red dot, monarchy giving a red, Joan of Arc giving a red. So they're at, and then they have an extra white dots from monarchy and code of laws. 6-5 this early is pretty scary. Yellow's game is looking pretty good. I'm hoping yellow knows what the event is here. Yellow knows if it's border conflict or not. If yellow gets stronger than me, not that I see how they're doing that easily, but if yellow purposely gets stronger than me here, I think it's a really clear indication that border conflict's on top of the deck. Theocracy might actually be a take here for me. Theocracy does a lot of things I needed. It gives me a happy, it gives me a red dot, and I don't really care that it doesn't give white dots. I have enough civil actions for now. Honestly, I can live this game on 5 civil actions. Once I lose Saladin, I can live with 5 civil actions. Theocracy might actually be useful here for me. Culture-wise, blue is doing well on culture. They also have a culture advantage, but culture only wins games, you know, in the end game. Economy and being able to build military is what wins games prior to that, so at least in 4-player, that's usually what actually wins. I think I am going to continue putting strength-related stuff in the event deck. It's a little scary, but like, because like I can't easily strength up, and my opponents are respecting military quite a bit here. So putting uncertain borders in the deck is concerning, and yet I think I'm still doing it because I just want to hit this border conflict so badly. Hopefully yellow's still here. If I wind up in another Through the Ages game where somebody bots out, it's going to be kind of sad. Although, I'm not even totally sure how many people are actually watching today's stream, which is fair. It's a random Sunday. And I don't really stream a lot of Through the Ages. Oh, yellow is seeding. Wow, vast. Vast territory. Wow. Okay. That's probably why they played cartography. How much am I willing to sacrifice for this? Am I willing to send this? I think the answer is yes. I can rebuild, and Vast is very good. I probably don't win it for 4, but at least I force the table to bid that high. And if I do win it for 4, I think this is still pretty good for me. Yeah, but yeah, Couch King is bidding enough to get it, so we'll see how they pay for it though, because they don't have many cards. So I think they're paying quite a lot for this territory, is my guess. Yeah, they sent a whole legion. Vast is very good, but like if I have an aggression here, I would have an automatic aggression on them. Sadly, I don't actually have an aggression, obviously, but I'm gonna hit them with border conflict now. I'm 100% seeding. They're gonna get hit by border conflict. As part of their punishment for taking that vast, and they're going to struggle to rebuild. Unfortunately, yellow is doing our strategy of yellow is doing the strategy of take all the good cards in front of me and not worry about iron. So that's a little bit sad. But this is a very easy punish blue with border conflict, get my rocks so that I can just finish Universitas myself. And then finally, it might be just take this early selective breeding. This selective breeding is very good. The alternative is I take rich land and cultural heritage, but I also talked about this theocracy actually, which I still kind of like, but I think I like locking in the early selective breeding even more. Yeah, this player would also really like the selective breeding. I would like the selective breeding so I could keep generating people to keep fighting military. I'd love this uncertain borders to flip real freaking soon. So this trade routes agreement does not interest me. I'll keep the cards just in case, but really we're looking for events. We're looking for aggressions otherwise too. Wow, and we actually find an early Napoleonic army. So this can be a lot of strength, but it is asking us to get both cannons and we need to get both cannons and riflemen, which is possible. We have a civilization that might be capable of actually building that up, and then try to build 3 Napoleonic armies is kind of one of our goals. That's definitely going to be a consideration here. Generating rocks is going to continue being a long-term problem. And it's not immediately clear how we continue to generate rock. I also can't seed, which is unfortunate. Blue didn't want to seed there because they know Uncertain Borders is in the deck. They saw me put it in because they're Nostradamus. So they know Uncertain Borders is in there, so they're not risking seeding. Joan of Arc also can see what's on top, so they will not hit themselves with Uncertain Borders. So that Uncertain Borders might backfire eventually, but we'll see. Couch King got rid of a farm, so they're running single irrigation at the moment in order to afford that vast. And they put iron in their hand. I don't know, but will I go for coal this game? If it comes early and I could actually afford it, yes. I'm definitely open to trying to build coal, but if this game had a James Watt in it, gosh, that would be nice, right? But there's no Watt here either for me. So like honestly, I don't know. Like I can live this game without coal potentially. The biggest problem for me in some ways is that yellow is right in front of me and is scooping all the cards also. That's not helpful. Red also goes for iron here. I think these iron grabs are just too late. Like it's round 9 and you're not even playing them. I would not be putting iron into my hand. Blue doesn't even have the science for iron at the moment. Like I think this iron's very hopeful. I think red's iron is also looking pretty hopeful, dubious. An early Conmon is coming down the card row. Well, well, well. You know who would like an early Conmon in play? This guy would like an early Conmon in play. I would definitely like a Conmon here. Wow, yellow does go for the iron though. Yellow at least gets all iron up this round. This is actually probably a fine iron for yellow. They had multiple rich lands in hand, and they certainly have the science for it. That iron was actually probably good for them. Okay. Unfortunately, I have nothing to seed here, even though I really want to be launching the Uncertain Borders. I think I grab an early Conmon because it's stupidly good. I think I'm just grabbing Urban Growths because I'm eventually going to need them. I handlock myself, which is a slight issue, so I just play reserves for rocks, but then I'm corrupting. That's a little awkward. I just build a second Bread and Circuses because I'm going to need one eventually. This selective breeding's getting pretty delayed for this Conmon is the only other like kind of oh, actually no, it's not getting delayed that much. I play Conmon next turn and then I can play selective breeding the turn after. Yeah, that's not particularly bad actually. The only real question now is if this urban growth is better than the reserves. Also, I'm building this Bread and Circus without using the urban growth. That's not good. That actually I don't like. Okay, maybe we're not taking this urban growth too. Maybe we just take this engineering genius. And then next turn we can urban growth and scoop other stuff. Yeah, that's actually cleaner. Okay, I like this enough. I think I'm getting rid of the defense cards. I probably don't need them, and these could be pretty strong if I actually get to start leveraging things. I don't want to put economic progress in the event deck. I'm not planning on upgrading things, so I'm not sure that's good for me. Come on, Uncertain Borders. Damn it. I can bid 1 for this, but I just got rid of my extra cards. It's very likely Couch King is going to win this. This cartography is actually going to kind of work out for him. Gosh, I wish that was Uncertain Borders. Come on, Uncertain Borders. Reward me. Reward me while I'm actually the strongest. Because I am not going to be the strongest for long. Like, red should be building swordsmen soon. Yellow knows Uncertain Borders. Like, yellow's going to see Uncertain Borders at a certain point. Blue knows there's an Uncertain Borders in the deck. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, I'm still riding strongest for a while. I could use Saladin to give me 2 extra strength also, actually, and I might do that at some point here. I'm very excited about getting military actions solved here, though. Getting military actions solved and having just a million freaking actions is great. If a Robespierre comes out, actually, that would be the best. I could Robespierre and revolt to Conmon, saving 6 science, letting me get selective breeding up this turn. That would also be actually really, like, the early Robespierre here is nice. I actually, and actually, honestly, early Catherine the Great looks really good for me, too. I need culture. Being able to do the Catherine attack on the table looks nice. Couch King does win another territory. They're having a cool territory game, and they would really like Suez Canal. I think Couch King's Himeji Castle is misplaced here, because if Suez Canal comes while Couch King can't take it, that'd be pretty sad. Couch King would really be happy about a Suez Canal here to generate rock. I'm going to be curious if Couch King builds a single iron mine here, like goes cultural heritage iron, upgrades iron. They might do that, but I think that's kind of weak. God, they have so much population though. Blue has so much population here. Inhabited territory and vast territory, so many yellows. But very few rocks and has to keep building up. I mean, Nostradamus is really helping their strength out. Gosh, yeah, I'd love to be pushing military here, but I just really can't. But got to keep working on the rest of my civilization. You never take Robespierre early because you hate having a useless leader so long? Yeah, I mean, sure, but it's like a lot of games, right? Like, if I take him here and he enables me to set my civilization up and like accelerate faster in many different avenues than I otherwise could, there's quite a bit of value there. I'm not like super excited about him, to be fair, but I would take him. Couch King does not go for the iron play and puts a journalism in hand. I think this journalism is incredibly dubious. When are they ever having rocks to afford building journalisms? They've handlocked themselves also because they took reserves instead of urban growth. Why would you ever take reserves instead of urban growth when... Yes! All right, team, we at least got our uncertain borders to hit. We got rewarded. That was very important for us. Somebody else getting that yellow dot instead of us would have been really sad. That yellow dot was very much meant to be ours. So that was helpful. It hitting red is slightly sad. I wish it hit blue, but blue's Nostradamus is pulling work, so. Okay. That was good for us. That was quite good for us. This Maria Theresa might be pretty good for me, actually, too. If other people start pushing strength, and even if they don't, a little bit of rock production plus a little bit of science and a little bit of culture after getting up an early... I'm getting a fairly early selective breeding played. This efficient upgrade is great for me if I could get it. Maria Theresa is gone. Opera gets taken. That's also very wishful thinking here, I think. Strategy is visible, but I don't really need it particularly much anymore. I'm spending a ton of science on Kanman and selective breeding. I want to be spending science on riflemen and cannons, which means I really don't have the science for strategy. I'd be really shocked with how much science yellow's developed if they're not dive bombing strategy here, to be honest. There's not a lot on this card row for yellow. I mean, yellow wants this organized religion, I suppose. But yellow's turn could just be like take strategy, play strategy, take org row, take urban growth. Yeah, honestly, that looks like a pretty good turn for yellow. Take strategy, play strategy, take org religion, take urban growth. That's basically what they do, but they decide they don't need the urban growth as much as they just want another alchemy up, which I think is wrong, but I think it's fine. Ocean Liner is visible. Ocean Liner is great. I don't have the science for it. This economic progress is very much the wrong thing to play. It's going to reward my opponents instead of me. We get Kanman in play. We need an efficient upgrade. I probably just urban growth this out. Ooh, and I corrupt. Okay, that's less good. I just build another one of those. That's less good. I build this without urban growth and I don't corrupt. That's awkward. I partly wanted to clear hand space here because I can't take a lot of cards at the moment. I want to put one of these cannons into my hand for long term, and then, gosh, I have a million actions. I have too many actions. Oh wait, I'm not handlocked anymore because I have a million freaking things. Okay, I can take Frugality and I could just take reserves, and then that avoids corruption, and I am eventually building for Napoleonic armies here. Next turn, we're putting selective breeding into play and doing a bunch of shit. Yeah. Okay. This actually looks pretty good. This looks pretty good. I can keep getting this extra value because Uncertain Borders is gone, so I don't know what else is in the deck here. All right. Refugees is pretty good for our strength plan. We need this Rifleman. This Rifleman's pretty important for us. Anything that gives us rocks would also be good. Raiders hits, does not hit us, hits the others. Excellent. That's glorious. Raiders hitting is, yeah, just wonderful. Slightly punishing these players. Yellow, I think, is really in a very strong spot, though. Yellow is running. Yellow has 6 civil actions and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 military actions. That's definitely a concern. Yellow also has fully upgraded this, which is gross. Yellow might get Ocean Liner. Yellow might get the selective breeding. Like, it's not clear that selective breeding is going to get taken by either of these players. Yeah, yellow's in a pretty good spot. This iron is still going to work out for yellow because the rest of us are so rock starved this game. Red's Maria Teresa here is generating rocks at least, which is quite nice. A big future for me could be Bill Gates, and early Bill Gates could be absolutely game-changing for me as a way to generate rocks. At this point, it's already too late, I think, for me to be considering coal. I don't have the science for coal. It's going to be too late by the time I get coals going. So I'm going to have to continue searching for rocks via alternative means. But I'm just going to continue to try to efficiently build military. Yeah. Anyhow, did I say yesterday I'd recorded my strategy video? Yeah, so me and AJ recorded the finals of the WBC game. And talked through it. It's like 3 hours long of us discussing the game and some more general strategy thoughts intertwined. Yeah, it's really cool. I think it turned out well. I am trying to work with the other 2 players in that game to see if they want to do anything else or add anything. And then hopefully I'll get that uploaded over the next week or so. I'm not very great at video editing, but I'm gonna need to do a little video editing to get that out. But yeah, that'll hopefully go well. Blue is completely handlocked again. Like, this is why you don't take iron unless you know you're actually playing it. Like, iron is a good card in general, but like, again, every card in TTA is situationally good or bad, right? This is a bad iron take because when were you going to get it played? It turns out you're not even playing it in round 10. Like, same for this. This was a bad iron take at the time, and it still is. You're handlocking yourself with so many techs that you can't play. Like, this is a classic, like, mediocre player problem. Like, you want all these techs because you're like, oh, these are good. I want to build all these. But you can't keep putting cards into your hand that you have no intention of playing for several rounds, because then you're going to wind up with handlock. You're going to be unflexible with the card row, and that's just all bad. Yellow is laughing their butts off here. Ocean Liner is incredible. Ocean Liner is one of the best things in the game. They get to take Ocean Liner here and a selective breeding. They have the rocks to pump out Ocean Liner. They could just take and build Ocean Liner this turn, and that's not that crazy. It definitely is pretty nice. I want this breakthrough pretty bad. I want this Rifleman pretty bad. They definitely do take the Ocean Liner. They take other key techs. Yeah, this is great for yellow. They have the rocks to complete this next turn. That looks sweet. I get 1 civil action Rifleman at least, 2 civil action breakthrough. Wow, Wave of Nationalism is also incredibly huge for me, actually. You find people tend to overvalue mind techs? Completely agreed. It is hard and weird to learn how to play the game on 3 bronze. It definitely took me a long time, don't get me wrong. But 3 bronze absolutely is workable. I want this Refugees in the deck. I plan to continue pushing strength. I want strength-related events in the deck, and I'm strongest. And booyah, we get rewarded with more rocks. Hell freaking yeah. Thank you, whoever put that in the deck. That's incredible. Absolutely incredible to be getting rewarded with these things. God, actually, it's causing us to corrupt here, though. Okay, new thought, actually. Let's slightly ease our corruption. We're going to actually take 2 food from this event, which seems a little wild, but we have... Unfortunately, I think I have to use the upgrade there, but I can now reserves of food out just to avoid corruption. But now this is where it's awkward. This wave of nationalism could be really good if my opponents get slightly stronger than me at a certain point. Actually, even if they don't, I can play Napoleonic Army. Oh god, but I don't have science. Yeah, okay, so this is a slight problem. This wave does look pretty juicy, but I think it's wrong for me. I think I'm supposed to just take the urban growth and the breakthrough here. Although, when am I using this urban growth? God, I need the breakthrough too bad, though, I think. Oh, and I still need the riflemen. Wait a sec. I need the riflemen, too. God, I forgot. Forgot the riflemen were important. The riflemen are very important. This urban growth is probably not very important, but riflemen and breakthrough here. I could really use some bonus science is the only other awkward part of our game here, but because we need to get these techs out. As soon as we get these techs out and can actually build military, everything is peachy from there on out. Okay, I think this is still fine. We're going to have slight corruption issues. I am not building this tactic. I'm not offering acceptance of supremacy. We're going to chug along like this. Need riflemen? Yeah, exactly. We need riflemen. Yeah, we have to take riflemen. I very much plan to go Oh, there's one bonus science. God, is there a second bonus science in the deck? If there's one more bonus science in the deck, it's so life-saving. It helps us so much. Oh, could this be a Confucius seed? It's either yellow or blue. This was either yellow or blue. It could be another Confucius seed. This territory was almost certainly blue's seed. This foray was probably yellow's seed, though, unfortunately. So I'm guessing this card is another card blue seeded, which means it's not a science. Although somebody might have seeded whatever the science event is. I can't think of the name. Not Dark Ages, not the one that removes science, but somebody might have seeded the event that generates science. Everybody's produces science, which that would be absolutely crazy for me. That would be the absolute best. What am I looking for leader-wise, by the way? The leaders have been really slow in coming out. I would be happy with Nobel. I'd still be happy with Catherine. Nobel, Catherine, Napoleon, I think, are the leaders I'm looking for. I'm looking for one of those. I should pay attention to what blue actually did on their turn. Blue revolts to Republic. Okay, well, that makes sense. Blue now has actions. You gotta go. The game is looking promising. Good luck. Yeah, hey, thanks for stopping by. The game is looking promising, although, I mean, obviously I have culture problems. I have some problems turning the corner on military here and being a little slow about getting it up, but we'll see. We're looking for 3 times Napoleonic Army, and then we're looking to actually leverage some aggressions and stuff to control the table. So we'll see if we can actually navigate that path. It's possible. If this wave of nationalism gets handed to me, that would also be incredibly promising. Red has slight handlock issues, so maybe they don't take it. Maybe yellow doesn't take it. I'd still love to get handed this wave of nationalism. Oh, wow, the iron is happening. This is way too late for iron. I would not do this, but hey. All right, wave of nationalism sits on 2. Will yellow be able to hate draft it? Yellow probably just wants to complete the ocean liner. I'm not sure they hate draft the wave here. I might get the wave. Getting the wave of nationalism also would be pretty sweet. This breakthrough would be pretty sweet. We'll see what happens. Wealthy territory. That doesn't do a ton for us, unfortunately. I will still bid for it because it lets me try to handle corruption, but God, where am I sticking those rocks? Into an Eiffel Tower? Oh, wow, wait a sec. Are we building an Eiffel Tower? Alright, actually this wealthy territory could let us build a tower. Okay, somebody else wants it very badly. That's fine. It's not a very good territory. Not a very good territory. I think they're drastically overpaying for it. I forgot that I took this engineering genius too, though. I do have 4 rocks towards building a wonder. And I still have a reserves? God, it's very much a distraction from the military plan. But maybe I take an Eiffel Tower? I probably don't. I probably don't take Eiffel Tower, and I just leave this Engineering Genius as a possible take for one of these late game wonders. Or realistically, it's just not happening. And it not happening is fine. Alright, what's the chance that these are the science events? Any chance that those give me a science? Because gosh, I need a science very... Oh, I still don't want to see economic progress, right? I don't think I want to see economic progress. I think it rewards yellow too much. Although, gosh, it's going to come really late at this point. The economic progress could come really late. So actually, maybe I do see economic progress now, just because I really want to fish for a science. Although, what's the chance that it's a science at this point? Oh, it could be knowledge of the ancients also. So it could be knowledge, it could be scientific breakthrough. It's probably territories though. Blue's, well, although blue doesn't draw that many cards. Blue kind of has to seed whatever the hell they seed. Okay, we do get Wave of Nationalism. That's nice. The wave here is really nice. Do I throw this economic progress in the deck hoping to find a science? All right, let's try to take a fast turn. If we don't, part of the problem here is if I don't get offered, like, what? See, this is the problem. If I can't find a science here, I'm like just corrupting because I don't have anything to do. I guess I take Eiffel Tower as a solution to having nothing to do. God, I'm still corrupting. Okay, I can avoid corruption by doing this, and I could complete Eiffel Tower. Oh, I could complete Eiffel Tower this turn. I take the wave, I take the tower. I build a stage, I Engineering Genius a stage. Okay, we could complete Eiffel Tower this turn by not seeding. And then we're going to have enough science to play Rifleman and Cannon the turn after, and play Wave of Nationalism, along with Napoleonic Army. And we're going to have a bunch of pop. Wow, I might actually be building Eiffel Tower here. I'm a little sad to blow all my rocks on it, and I'm a little afraid that this refugees I'm not going to be ready for, but I don't actually want extra strength at the moment. I still want this action. I don't want to play Hussars ever. I don't want to play Defensive Army ever. I don't want to play Economic Progress. I want to keep the aggressions, and I want to keep Napoleonic Army. Okay, we get a raid and a politics of strength. That's very good. Gosh, still no leader, by the way. All the leaders we care about are hiding out. Rebellion. All right. Yellow gets hit for 2 civil actions. Love to see that. Love that. Okay. You enjoy my thought process while playing games. You've only played a few games of casually through the ages. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I'm a little concerned that this Eiffel Tower was a bit greedy for me, but the culture it's producing can't be negligible here. This was like, it's around, what round was it? It's round 12. The game's going to go at least 18 rounds, so it's at least a 28 culture it's at least 28 culture and a happy. It's probably 32 culture and a happy. So it's tough because it invested a lot of rocks. But I actually don't know when I was going to get to use that Engineering Genius 2 otherwise. So on some level, because I got to use 4 rocks basically for free from an Engineering Genius, in some ways it was like I sunk 9 rocks into this for a permanent happy and 28 to 32 culture. So that's probably worthwhile. It's just gonna, again, it's making my transition here a little tough. I might lose Saladin outright here, which also would instantly lose me the civil action. So it'd be like losing 2 civil actions. So I'd love to see the age not actually end before my turn, so that I could actually grab a leader. Again, all the leaders I cared about, Catherine, Nobel, and Napoleon, are coming super late. So that's unfortunate. The player right in front of me also needs a leader. Napoleon would be really good for me. An extra military action would be great, plus 6 extra strength. But Catherine is also quite good here, and Nobel is also just generally always good. Like a little bit of science, a little bit of strength. Catherine is pretty sweet here though too. More military actions is useful for me because if I'm going to start launching aggressions and trying to build military and try to be drawing cards, I'm going to quickly have military action problems. So I'm also going to lose this urban growth, which is actually a small problem. So really, hopefully the age doesn't end so that I can use this urban growth for Bread and Circus, and I can use this wave for max effect. Yeah, we actually, the age ended would punish us quite a bit here. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But yeah, being able to play cannon and rifleman this turn because of breakthrough in the science we have is really nice. Hopefully there's no dark ages. God, dark ages would also wreck us. I really continue to think red is taking the wrong cards. The age is really close to ending, although yellow has slight action problems here. Yellow does want a leader, so yellow might like. Hopefully, yellow doesn't end the age on me. It'd be really nice if they didn't. I think they're gonna take Napoleon, is my guess. Take Napoleon, play Napoleon, have 2 actions. They get a free pop. They play an organized religion, build an organized religion, don't touch the card row, and I get 1 more turn in H2. We'll see. Strategic territory. I'll bid a couple, but I'm not probably winning that. Blue is doing some cool culture things with territories, but again, long term, I think blue has strength issues that I can exploit here. I think. We'll see. I'm being pretty slow about building my military, admittedly. But I have some stuff happening here. Oh wow, yellow wins that territory. Interesting. Okay. That's fine by me. Okay. Refugees is possibly available now. That's good to know. Yeah, this patriotism is also very good for me here. I need to continue generating any rocks and military actions. These patriotisms are nice. Churchill would also be really nice. Churchill's definitely a thought. Coubertin can generate a lot of culture for me off of these bread and circuses. So we're looking for those types of things. If we get handed Napoleon here, that's also incredible. I just think it's very likely yellow takes Napoleon for 2 here. Wow, no, yellow takes the Suez. It doesn't touch the card row. Oh, team, we're getting so rewarded. The age is not ending. Hala freaking Yelulia. And then we actually get Napoleon. Ho ho. Oh, team. We're not seeding here just because refugees might be. Well, God, I really want politics of strength in the deck, though. I should seed here. I don't lose refugees, at least. I just don't gain refugees. And this being in the deck is still really good for me here. So just hopefully it's not refugees. It's arms industry. Okay. Little sad because we were just about to get the rocks from doing arms industry stuff. So that seed did cost us a little, but we get to play Napoleonic Army. Oh no, we're weak. Whatever shall we do? Oh hey, we get a bunch of extra rocks because we're clever sons of a gun. We get to play Napoleon. We get to play cannon, actually. Cannon. Build a cannon. We pop. We need another bread and circus. And we can't take this patriotism, which is a sad day. But we do get to go up to 28 strength. And we just put a frugality into hand. Efficient upgrade is cool because it's more rocks, but I think we're getting rocks from raiding somebody is really the plan here. I think this frugality is fine. We continue to up pop a bunch faster, which is important because we still need a lot of people into our triple Napoleonic armies. But hey, this looks pretty good. We get a plunder. Plunder is also excellent. We have tons of abilities now to just punish the table for not investing in military. We are ready to start wrecking civilizations wide open. Yeah, we are going to wreck civs. Wow, Couch King accepts that they're just dead. They realize that they're dead and they just get out of the game. That's wild. That's wild. I mean, they might just be running out of time or something, I guess. Like, I don't think they were actually that ruined yet, but I mean, strength-wise, I think they are pretty ruined. I think they're pretty ruined here. I guess they, like, what could they have done? They could have taken Riflemen, tried to upgrade a couple Riflemen with a handful of rocks. I mean, that's still a pretty crazy resign, but to be honest, they are doomed long-term. I agree with the idea that they were absolutely doomed, but that's way too early of resigning though. Like the game's a little too swingy. I'm guessing they just had other things they wanted to do, but we're in a 3-player game now. However, we did hit the age change before the player left, so we still have the cards like a 4-player game. So there are still 3 copies of Air Forces. Um, so it's just interesting to note. We do see a very early computers. Very early computers here is a card I would take just because, like, again, there's so much computer support on the leaders, and I might still need to win this game off of. This guy leaving is unfortunate because blue was very much supposed to be my bank here, essentially. I was absolutely going to shred blue. Blue had no card. Did blue have no cards in hand, or do they just discard? Oh no, he had tons of cards. He just discards them. Okay. Um. Anyhow, I was very much planning to just wreck blue via aggressions. I was planning to steal all my crap off blue, but now I have to make sure to get all my crap via red. So is red gonna let me wreck them? The answer is unclear. Although they drew no cards. They drew no cards from the age 3 deck. So in order to defend, they need 3 age 2 defense cards. So they literally apparently cannot have 3 age 2 defense cards because I saw some of them. I discarded some of them, and many of them got discarded due to colonization. There's only 2 defense cards. I don't know where they are. So that means I actually have guaranteed aggression on red here. I have a guaranteed aggression on red, so I can take whatever I want from red at the moment. And I think the answer is I just want to take 5 rocks from red. 5 rocks doesn't even hurt red that bad, but 5 rocks is incredibly important for me because it lets me continue to build more military units, and then I can launch more devastating aggressions to follow up. So I think that's very important. This patriotism, if it falls to me, is also incredibly good, but I'd be shocked if yellow doesn't take it. Oh my god, Crix, 20 months! You might as well go to 24. Honestly, it's even more scary that I've been streaming for 20 months. Like, that sounds wild to me. But thanks so much for the continued support. I hope the kid life is going well. I'm sad that we don't get to hang out and talk as much, but those early pandemic days were a little weird, right? So I get it. We've all moved on. I actually miss some of the Through the Ages tables I used to play with AJ and some of these other guys just during the day, or just during the evenings during pandemic. But hey, anyhow, yeah, hope all is well. Okay, what else are we trying to do here, team, besides just wreck the table with military? We're actually generating the most culture. That's actually really cool, too. We have the best culture here. Look at all these people with all their upgrades. Our society has gone no upgrades, screw upgrades, and we're still winning the game. Like, this style of playing Through the Ages took me quite a while to learn, but like it's so funky, right? Like I can just efficiently build military, and these guys just. I also played the best tactic now. Like these guys are surviving on age 1 tactics, and that's also a big problem for them, right? Like I mean, maybe they have other tactics. Like if yellow has defensive army, which is the knight and cannon tactic, that would help them a lot here. But I'm a little concerned that yellow essentially quit the game because blue quit the game, which would be pretty sad. It may mean that I have to stop streaming random games of Through the Ages and I have to try to actually schedule games, because it seems like only pickup games of 2-player actually work on the app. Random games on the app seem to always run into these issues because, like, yeah, it's very unclear yellow is here. It's also very annoying that people leave the game without actually resigning. Like, I respect Couch King for actually resigning at least. Like, it's very annoying when people just force me to sit here for 5 minutes and they're gonna bot out, which I assume is what's happening. His teeth are starting to come down, so we've had some painful and sleepless nights. Otherwise, it's all good. You'll play board games again one day, you swear. Well, I hope you get there. That'd be great. You missed this one. You would love to play a scheduled game. Yeah, I should search for. I probably just have to actually try to schedule a game. Part of the problem is that I obviously kind of just stream when I feel like it, so I'm not great about having like scheduled streams. So then, yeah, it's like I need to figure out a time I actually want to play, and then I need to schedule players. So like it's a little bit much to figure out, but it could be done. I certainly could do it. I think it's very likely yellow's not here, which is a big bummer. And yeah, I agree, heroic logic, like not again. Like this game seemed like we didn't have quitters, and then blue's on the edge of quitting. Like maybe blue legitimately felt they had to resign there because they knew they couldn't protect and that I was just going to constantly aggress them into oblivion, and they just accepted that. I would not normally resign this early though, but like blue's resignation is at least like close to reasonable. Yellow just botting out here is incredibly annoying. I might actually play the game out even if they bot out, just because I want to see how this, like, I want to try to like show how this would finish from here. But yeah, I'm gonna be pretty sad. Sure, maybe 30 to 60 minutes before I feel like streaming and make some announcement. Yeah, I'm not sure I have enough people to form a game to actually get a 4-player Through the Ages just via pickup, but maybe I do. Maybe I know enough people. Um, I also can just schedule a time. I was pretty sure I was streaming today. I could have just been like, hey, let's try to get a 10:30 a.m. Central. Well, actually, I guess 10 a.m. Through the Ages game scheduled. Like, I could have done that. I think next weekend I also am like very likely to be streaming on like Saturday. My partner's gonna be out of town. I'm gonna have the whole day. Oh, hey, Ben is still here though. Look at that. Ben is alive. Or was that him botting out? No, that was not him botting out. Wow. Okay. He must have been considering his turn that long? I'm not sure. Wow, rejected a trade agreement. That's crazy. Normally you don't see people rejecting international trade agreement. It's just like free rock or free resource every turn. That's wild. Um anyhow, yellow was planning a turn. They get no bell. That's fine. They do take the patriotism. Do they have defensive army? They do. Okay, so that yellow is going to keep up in strength pretty well. So that's unfortunate. But red, on the other hand, we have guaranteed aggression, and I want 5 rocks. Please give me 5 rocks. I would like 5 rocks. I want this reserves also. I just want rock. Rock is a problem, and I am going to get rock. I will get it from whatever nefarious ways I want. It is mine. It is necessary. Okay, so slight decision point here. This makes us quite a bit stronger, but it means we only get to draw 2 cards. But I think it's still basically a requirement here. I think it's basically a requirement here that I do this. Also, I think I just want computers out of all these cards. Well, or maybe let's just take Pro Sports. Actually, maybe I'm taking Pro Sports here. I am running into small population issues, and Pro Sports just makes these much better. The computers is kind of fun, but I don't think I'm going computers this game. I think I'm crushing my opponents via military. And we're really hoping to draw a war. Although, even if we don't draw a war, we probably could just prevent our opponents from building any culture generation, and we have culture generation. So we'll just pummel them into submission. Well, we drew a war anyhow, so that's pretty close to GG here. If I had 2 more rocks, it almost would be GG. I could launch the war, build a rifleman, build a cannon, and get to the cannon and rifleman are another 6 strength plus the tactic. It would take me to 53 strength. I would launch a war over culture, probably against yellow, because red I don't think can keep up militarily at the moment. I mean, maybe they're going to turn the corner. Yellow has a lot of rocks. Can yellow turn the corner, or can red turn the corner this game? Like, if I leave red alone, can they actually build enough military fast enough? I don't think they can, because I don't think they have a tactic. Red's lack of tactic here is really an issue, and it's coming down to the fact they never took knights, they never took cavalrymen. They could take this tanks, but they just don't produce enough science. Oh, well, actually, they're not that far away from being able to build cannons and tanks, which would let them at least copy my Napoleonic armies. But gosh, it's still like a lot of turns away. So Yellow wants to build this Suez Canal. Yellow still needs to build organized religion to solve happiness. Yellow actually has quite a few rock problems of their own. Yellow needs to build military to keep pace with me, or they need to like invest in their infrastructure plans, this is part of why military pushes could be so strong. Yellow really would like to like just build Suez Canal, then they would like to like just build organized religion, then they would like to build military. And instead, I'm telling them you have to build military, or I'm just gonna wreck your civilization. Like, I'm very tempted to just raid Yellow's 2 alchemies here, and just tear them down on my next turn. Like, it's quite a bit of rocks, and it hurts Yellow quite a bit. I'd also be pretty thrilled about just infiltrating Yellow's Wonder out of the game. That'd be pretty fun. Or I just infiltrate Red's leader out of the game. Red is actually no, sorry, I'm rating red. I'm rating red. This is way too many rocks that he just offered me. This opera is a juicy like 4 rocks. Like the breaded circus is like 5 rocks. I just go tear those buildings down. Take these buildings down from red. Build more military. Continue aggressing the table. That's the plan. The plan is to continue to destroy everybody. We do see an early Bill Gates and an early computers. Games seem hopeless for me. Yeah. So yeah, Blue actually did resign apparently because they felt hopeless, not because of any other reason. Prosperity, okay, I'll take some extra stuff. Oh, there's still a refugees in the deck for me too. Oh my god, team. There's a refugees coming soon for me. There might be a politics of strength that comes before the end of the game. Even when my opponent's seed, I continue winning. Oh, this is why military in this game is so good. We're gonna tear down Red's. Red has tried to build a culture engine. They're trying to make culture. I'm gonna tear it down because I'm a jerk. Or I could infiltrate their leader because I'm a jerk, but I'd rather have the rocks, I think. Rather raid them first. Tear this stuff down. Then I'll infiltrate them. I still should worry about hitting yellow harder too, I guess. Infiltrating yellow's Suez Canal out of the game also seems fun. One of the problems though is yellow is actually drawn cards and might have defense. Red is another guaranteed aggression here. Red literally cannot defend if I attack, whereas yellow could defend, and the raid is a lot better against red. Yellow is going for the Gates computers combo, which is very scary. I definitely, but yellow is respecting military. See, they're building military at the expense of other things. So I think I also respect that. Ooh, I also get the first air forces. All right, sure. Sure. Guaranteed aggression. Tear that down, get 7 rocks. Yup, that seems pretty good. 6 rocks. All right, whatever. Still seems pretty good. Let's build another cannon. Let's build another rifleman. Oh, hey, we're strong. Oh, hey, there's a air forces. Yes, please. Yes, please. Urban growth. Yes, please. This computers is no longer necessary. It has no bearing on how we're planning to win this game. We're just going to build air forces next turn and do absolutely ridiculous things. We have exactly enough rocks to build an air forces. Yeah. Yeah. We're going to probably war over culture yellow next turn is likely what's happening here. Not drawing any cards is a little sad, but we already have all the cards we need to win the game, probably. So giving up military draws here is sad, but I'll survive. This first Air Forces flip and having exactly the signs for Air Forces is just further icing on the cake here. I'll probably have to tear down a lab in order to actually play the Air Forces, but also that's fine. Yeah. You recently played a 3-player game where first place finished with 317 culture because she started 2 culture wars with 50 military versus the third place player who only had 4 military. Yeah, exactly. Through the Ages is very much a military game, and the actual high level game is how can you build efficient military and still be scoring culture. It doesn't matter if you can generate culture in this game if you can't defend it. So the whole game you have to be figured out how you're gonna do it. It's like Couch King here, right? Like he said he resigned because it felt hopeless. I agree. I think this position was hopeless. Entering Age 2, Couch King had a lot of culture. He had a culture engine, but he had no efficient military. He had no real way to build military. He focused on the wrong things for quite a bit of the game. And that's how you lose. So the game is very much about how to like defend yourself while still making culture. You can't you can't really plan to win the game on only 4 military. Now 2-player is different, to be fair. A lot of what I'm saying is very much based around a 4-player meta. That's what I play a lot of. That's what I understand. The game plays out like dramatically different at 2-player. The card valuations, everything is wildly different. But the 4-player game is very much about military. Red here is again like just like I'm just tearing red down. I have total like ability to decide how red finishes in this game because they have no military. I do need to be slightly careful here about beating red up any further. If I beat red up too much without focusing on yellow, yellow will actually build enough military. And then yellow could be aggressing red, and I don't want that to happen. I do want to punish yellow while I still can, and I think right now is when I can really hit yellow hard, and so I should do so. I could hit red even harder, but red's not really the threat against me to win this game at this point, I don't think. I think I need to hit yellow. The 4 military player was generating 25 culture a turn, essentially just to hand it over. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's just what happens. Honestly, in really high level games, you need to be prepared to handle like at least 60 strength. You can lose small culture wars and still win the game, to be fair. That's absolutely a thing. But like red here is just again doomed. Yellow, oh, the Air Forces flip. That's actually slightly impactful. Yeah, and yellow is trying to aggress red now, so I really need to punish yellow. Red is able to defend that one, so that's good to see. But I absolutely need to punish yellow right now while I can. Yellow gets to play in Air Forces and start doing Air Forces, which is not good. The only upshot for me is yellow is still struggling to actually get happiness and have enough population without tearing other things down, and they still have a Suez Canal that they've wasted actions on because they can't actually do anything about it. But I very much plan to war yellow this turn. I think I have to war over culture yellow right now. I think this is my like needle before yellow figures out how to fully defend. And even then, it's not clear I can do so. Yellow can build 2 air forces for sure by the time the war completes, which is does take them to at least 51 strength, but I mean, I'll be at 70. And they're not generating culture themselves, so it's still probably pretty game winning. Red is generating culture, but red is going to get absolutely pummeled by both of us. The fact that I don't have the military actions to keep drawing cards is kind of a problem. Yeah, it's actually kind of an issue too. But anyhow, yeah, 3-player games can also be pretty militaristic because, again, you have 2 people that can attack you. Part of the problem in 4-player games is if you're the weakest and you start getting attacked, everybody can attack you, and it's just death. I mean, red is dead this game also, in my opinion, because both yellow and I can build efficient military, and we're just going to absolutely wreck. Oh, wow. Yellow is also chosen to go for culture. They've chosen the death route. They did not take air forces. They did not build culture. They have chosen death. All right, I will oblige. They chose death. They can have death. If that is what they want so bad, I will oblige them. What did they get from Suez Canal? They got developed 2. I mean, developed 2 is a cool territory, but yeah, okay. Oh, I mean, they are getting air forces this turn, right? Okay, so they are still getting air forces here, but they can only build 1 air forces, so they're only going to get to 49 strength. Okay, they didn't fully choose death, but they still can't handle this. They still can't handle this strength. 67, that's pretty good. I scoop another patriotism. I'd like to play a mill theory someday, but I don't have the science for it. I could have taken Churchill here, but Napoleon's giving me 8 strength. That's actually really important at the moment. I could urban growth. Another one of these. That's probably the right play. Just stay happy. I don't really need pro sports. I need a Coubertin. Coubertin's a lot of culture for me. All right, let's draw another war. Let's get lucky. Draw another war here. Nope. All right, that's fine. that's asking for a lot. This infiltrate is still really big. This is still a 9. This is still 9 culture for me and wrecks somebody's H3 leader. So, like, if yellow actually plays Gates anytime soon, I could just pull Gates right out of their civilization, which is pretty strong too. Like, just punishing them that way. It's still looks very good. I really wish I could actually play mill theory though, but this international negotiations, see, again, like, there's still refugees in the deck I'm gonna get rewarded by soon, which will be nice. We don't have that many turns left in this game. Oh, red does get the mill theory played, gets more theaters going. I think I probably just take Marlene away from red here. Marlene is giving red a decent amount of help on, well, I guess they don't even need the happy faces from Marlene, and they don't really need the tactics help from Marlene, but it's a little bit of culture. I mean, I probably punish red here. I mean, we'll see though. Yellow maybe is still, yeah, actually I probably have to keep punishing yellow while I can, because red again is just going to get beat up by both of us for the rest of the game. Red's absolutely just going to get destroyed. We're going to keep beating red up. Yellow is going to be able to beat red up also. So I actually need to, I'm also worried that yellow is going to get to war over culture red. And yeah, yellow is just aggressing red already here too. Oh wow, yellow is actually going to raid red. Okay, yeah, I have to keep attacking yellow. Absolutely have to keep attacking yellow. Red actually gets to build 2 air forces this way. Red can build 2 air forces with these rocks, and 2 air forces does take them up to 59. So I don't even take that much culture from them here, which is kind of a concern. So yeah, red being a weak player here too, that's not defending themselves, and they're not choosing to resign. I absolutely have to continue punishing yellow. Yellow is very much contesting my military game here. Wow, red is letting air forces fall off the card row too. I guess they can't actually afford air forces, but yeah, red is so doomed here. They can't defend themselves. I can't even aggress yellow this turn then. If yellow builds 2 air forces, I also have to just get in on the bash red game. Yeah, I can't do anything else. I mean, I can build another air forces on my turn. But I really should just transition leaders on my turn, probably. God, although I really should just wait for Coubertin. I really should just wait for Coubertin. Coubertin's so good. I can't wait forever, though, I guess, so maybe I do just take Churchill for 3 culture around. But God, hopefully Coubertin flips. Coubertin's 6 culture around plus a one-time just 8 culture freebie. Which sounds like a lot of culture, because it is. Red did concede defeat on the aggression, so Red is going to lose both their theaters again. So I mean, Red's not generating culture at least. Yellow is almost certainly taking air forces, playing air forces, building 2 air forces. Maybe they're getting enough rocks to actually build an organized religion to make themselves happy. We'll see. Maybe Yellow's going to get greedy with Bill Gates' computer shenanigans. I don't know. Yellow does only have 45 seconds, or they're going to bot out. So hopefully they realize that. I guess I could give them a warning. Alright, they were aware, they finished their turn in time. They do the 2 Air Force thing that I was discussing. They have to tear down an iron mine due to happiness reasons. They do choose to put gates in. Alright, what are the chances that they can defend me trying to pull gates out of their civilization? Because tearing gates out of their civilization is hilariously good. Or do I just keep pushing military and hoping to be able to do it? Or do I just pull it out of red because now yellow's never catching me? Well, see, the problem is yellow can actually build in wonder, which I can't. Which could swing things. Okay, what's the chance yellow can defend? Yellow is holding on to 1 age 2 card still, which is probably a defense card. And then they probably have a age 3 defense card, which means they can defend. If they don't have... So they need 2 defense cards. They need 2 defense cards. Oh, wow. And wait, we did see another age 2 defense card, but there's still 1 unaccounted for. So somebody's holding an age 2 defense card, and it's probably yellow. Well, but red's still holding age 2 cards. Ah, God, there's a chance that this aggression actually succeeds against yellow, which is huge, but it guarantees me 9 culture against red and absolutely ruins red. I think I just wreck red again, unfortunately. I think I just take the 9 culture. This endowment is useless. I guess I put Churchill into play. No, I really should just wait for Coubertin still anyhow, right? There's really nothing for me to do here at this point. That's awkward. I guess I could just take the UN as a defense play. No, that doesn't actually make sense. There's too many wonders. I can't play defense like that. I should just take Rev Idea and I take Churchill anyhow. What am I doing, team? There's nothing for me to do. There's nothing for me to do. I guess I should just build this Air Forces, right? I should just build 1 more Air Forces and then hope to grab another really good military card here. And we just keep waiting for Coubertin to come out. So then we just take a random efficient upgrade that we don't need. Alright, that's good enough. Alright, give us another war. Give us something. No wars. No impacts that I like. But Coubertin is going to come for our next turn. So that's okay. That's important. Nobody can take Coubertin from us either. Even though we infiltrated Red's leader, the rule that you can only take 1 leader per age is still active. So Red cannot take a replacement leader. So Coubertin is absolutely coming to me on my next turn. I will put Coubertin in. That's going to be another 6 culture around. Actually, that means I can win Impact of Culture because my culture rating is going to be pretty nutty and nobody should catch up to it. So I actually probably can also impact a culture. There's still this refugees that should hit before the end of the game. Although yellow actually might be stronger than me soon. Yellow can build like another 18 strength on their turn pretty conceivably, which takes them to 75. If they've drawn a war, yellow does get to war red, and that's still kind of scary. So yellow would then be at 75 strength. I lose 8 strength from Napoleon once I replace him. So I'd be down to 72. So yeah, I might not get this refugees, which is pretty sad also. That refugees is for me. It's not for anybody else. That's supposed to be mine. Alright. Red just is doing what they can. Cool. We definitely are gotta be worried about yellow winning this game here still. Yellow's getting like a UN. This is a 16-point UN plus whatever thing. Yellow could get to war red this game. I should really try to make sure the game ends on my turn. I don't want to give yellow too many turns here. So I should try to scoop a lot of cards. My hand, I can scoop a lot to help make sure the round ends. But yeah, if yellow has a war here, if yellow can launch a war on red, that's actually kind of an issue for me. They do have the war. Yeah, this is scary. Yeah, they do get to 75 strength, exactly as I said. So yellow is taking all of red's culture. And red cannot resign. So yellow is gonna get like 40 culture. I mean, red might basically do nothing, but so 40 culture to yellow takes them to 60. Okay, I should still win the game even with that, but I can safely play Impact of Culture. I do get to draw cards here. So come on, show me refugees. Dang it! No refugees, team. That sucks. Well, actually, wait. I can take a worker from selective breeding and move them to air forces, and then I will still be stronger, even once I lose Napoleon here. I am not making enough food then. But I can, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, that's fine. What am I doing with this? What am I doing with this science? I'm gonna go late game democracy next turn. I take this rev idea and this democracy. I play democracy next turn. That super locks in Impact of Culture. And I still do get refugees this way, and it doesn't matter that I have negative food, because I'll just keep slowly eating my food. I am corrupting 2 rocks here, but whatever. I'm min-maxing for no real reason. I have this game won this way. This game's pretty locked up. Why am I keeping all these defense cards? I don't need all these defense cards. Oh, wait, actually the H2 cards die here, though. The H2 card dies. Okay. Alright. We ended the game with 3 Napoleonic armies with 3 air forces. Our civilization has nothing else really besides the barest productions of food, the barest rock production, and just enough happiness to survive. And we're still comfortably winning the game. All these upgrades, not needed. Also, watching yellow tear all their iron mines down because they never had time. They never had time to actually build their organized religion. Yellow never found time to build happiness is pretty funny. Like, this is part of why these mid-game iron mines can be so dubious. I mean, all the rocks were probably worth it for yellow, but like, I don't know. Military, everybody. Military is good. Very good. I did find a hybrid war, but sadly I can't launch it. Impact of Happiness. I will play Impact of Happiness if yellow doesn't solve their stuff. I will absolutely Impact of Happiness. My turn otherwise is Rev Idea, build Democracy, and I really want to build one more Bread and Circus then after building the Democracy, because it does give me more happiness and it lets Kubertin make 2 more culture. So it would make, like, I can build, your government limits how many urban buildings you can have, so I can only have 3 Bread and Circuses at the moment, but Democracy will let me build a 4th Bread and Circus, so Kubertin gives me even more culture. Red decides for some reason to produce slightly more culture to gift to yellow, so that's nice of them. Red gifts all their culture to yellow. Yellow gets to 66, but I'm already at 80. There are 2 impacts in the deck thus far, but this impact rewards me a lot. Well, not that much actually. Yellow's probably getting the 7 points, but I'm plus 7 on that one. It's hard. This could be, yellow did seed that one though, so it could be Impact of Progress. Impact of Progress is quite a bit better for yellow than it is for me. Yellow does get Bill Gates bonus points too. I think I'm still pretty comfortably winning this, but well, actually I definitely am, right? I produce a lot here, plus I still get this. Or does yellow get to do a wonder at the end? Did yellow get a wonder in? No, yellow still can't build a wonder here, right? Not enough rock. Even with these 2 reserves, not enough rock. Oh, no, they have enough rock to build Manhattan Project, but Manhattan Project's only 4 cultures, so that's not very important. Okay, yeah, this is fine. What's my total military strength right now? Oh, it's 84, I see. Yeah, chat really blocks a lot here, that's right. I should move my chat for Through the Ages. Huh. Yeah, sorry about that, I forgot. You guys can't see that stuff, which is pretty important, isn't it? Yeah, I have to actually think about how to stream Through the Ages, don't I? Yeah, I should think about how to show Through the Ages in the future, because I'm covering up important stuff. I should really look at some of the other Through the Ages streamers, like DJ Parson in particular, right? He streams a lot of Through the Ages. I'm curious how he has it set up. Maybe I just create a, maybe you just create a thing on the right hand side for chat and for the pick, and you don't even, yeah, maybe I'm supposed to just actually be like this or something instead, right? I should maybe be like that. I'll experiment with some Through the Ages streaming stuff if I actually do this more often. Nice avatar. Thanks. Anyhow, yeah, the 84 strength is pretty good, but to be clear on the that's insane part, it's definitely strong, but I'm not gonna lie to you. Like in a high level 4-player game, you gotta be prepared to get to like at least 60 strength, and it is not that uncommon to see 70, 80 type strengths. High level 4-player games, somebody is likely gonna push military at least that far. It's not impossible to, all right, sorry, dogs are update. Anyhow, it's not impossible. It's not impossible to see 100 level strengths in high level games. I definitely, like, if somebody manages to build a good enough economy early and then push military, if they're able to get away with like that type of path, like you can sometimes build 2 modern armies, this like one of, or like some of these tactics, and then double them with air forces, so you're getting like 48 off of tactics, plus all your military units are like 40, plus, you know, your ancillary strength from wherever else. Like you can go over 100, but you can kind of see the number behind the chat, you just didn't know where to see it on the screen. Oh, gotcha. Well, that's nice that you can kind of see it between chat, but also like I clearly should lay it out slightly differently. Yellow is thinking a long time here. It's possible that they're just gonna bot out at this point, which is a little annoying, but also like whatever. I just want to actually see the end. You don't think you've ever seen more than 70 in a game, but you wouldn't say you're a high level play.
Yeah. Well, and it also depends on what you're playing, right? Again, it's interesting. Like 4-player really rewards military because it's that much more likely somebody's behind you, and if you're behind, it's that much more likely you get hit by all these other events. You have less control over the event deck in 4-player because there are 3 other people seeding things. So like usually somebody is pushing strength and putting a bunch of nasty surprises in the event deck. Um, but if you're in like 3-player games, it shifts a little more to you can maybe play culture, and then if you can play culture and still win, if people are pushing culture some more, then the military players maybe don't get rewarded fast enough or hard enough, and and then 2-player in particular, you can go very high culture. So like, it does depend on the format you play and how high you're going to see strengths get pushed. You haven't played this game. What does military get you? Can you invade other players and eliminate them? Yes, basically you can do that, Gordon. That's essentially how we won this game. I got a lot of strength this game, and then I got to play a bunch of aggressions, which let me target their civilizations and do things to them. So I targeted Red with quite a few aggressions. I hit Red and stole 5 of his rocks. So his rock production for one round was essentially my rock production. I hit Red and I tore down some of his buildings, which also generates me rocks. So I took down some of his buildings that he built and made rocks. I targeted Red and ripped out his leader, which is why he doesn't have a leader for his civilization. That got me culture. Culture is victory points. It's how you win. So I targeted Red a lot. I targeted Yellow with a war when I was able to, and I stole a lot of Yellow's culture. Again, his victory points. I directly stole victory points that he had and gave them to myself because I had a better military than he did. So yes, this game is a lot of military. You do mostly 3-player. Yeah, so if you do mostly 3-player, it's not as surprising to me that you don't see strengths hit quite as high of a number as often, even if you were playing high level games. I think high level 3-player has a little more room to express economy and like culture production. Um, Especially if you're in a game that has like 2 people that are kind of pushing culture and still respecting military, it's going to be really hard for a military only player to like push high enough and be able to war like both of you to be able to win the game, right? So 2-player does, or 3-player has that kind of dynamic. Yellow finally botted out here. The bot took a couple dumb moves. That's ideal. That's fine. Uh, I declare the Olympic Games for 8 bonus culture. Yellow did not build happiness, so this is an easy impact to happiness, which is a hilarious point swing for me. Oh, hey, refugees, I get 3 more points and a pop. We get to play democracy for even more culture. We get to build this thing for more culture, and then nothing we do actually matters here. Upping population actually costs us too many points because our food production sucks. So we end it like that with a clean, even 110 points right at the end, and then plus impacts, and we'll win by quite a bit. Impact to science, that's very bad for us. That was not good. But impact to culture is good for us. Impact to happiness is hilariously good for us because yellow loses points. And then Bill Gates, but yeah, very clean win here. No contest really. So good times. That's nuts. I mean, it's kind of nuts. Wow, Ben has played a lot of games. Ben plays a lot of games. Being rank 59 in the app, again, rank in the app is mostly game count. Like rank is really game count and skill, I guess, to be fair. Like I am earning a lot of experience for this game because I beat all the other players. Yellow is getting a decent amount of experience because they beat blue and they beat red. Um, but that's really the only way that like this works. So your rank in the app is like mostly based on game count and a little based on skill. If you're skillful, it takes you a lot less games to move up. But anyhow, also the higher levels take an absurd amount of points in order to move up. Like it's gonna take me forever to get to rank 44. The fact that guy's rank 59 is insane. I can't even imagine how many games he has played. I guess we could actually look. Let's go pull that game. Like let's go look at Ben. How many games has he played? 6,000. Okay, yep, that's that's about what I thought. I was like, I've played a good number of games. I've played 315. And I'm rank 43, but yeah, it probably would take me 5,000 more games to hit his rank. So, do 4-player games ever end with all 4 players? Yeah, quite a bit. Quite a bit. 4-player games end with all 4 players like quite a bit if you're playing at like a reasonably high level table. People don't have to resign because people don't have to like disrespect military. So, like, this is a game I'm playing with friends. We just hit age 3. I'm not having a great game here, by the way, because as you'll note, somebody was pushing military, and I, in 4th seat, was getting a little greedy, and I'm gonna get punished real freaking soon. But like, it's not clear to me anybody's going to be forced out of this game yet. I might get forced out of this game. I'm rapidly trying to build military here, which actually, it does look like I'm in position to build 2 military units on my turn and get a second defensive army up, which is gonna get me to like 30 some strength, and then from there I just build I build another defensive army. So, I mean, this guy is trying to build a 3rd Napoleonic army pretty fast on me though. So like, anyhow though, this is a high enough level table. Like, it's the end of age 2. We all have at least 20 strength. We're all gonna push to 30 strength real soon. Like, everybody's keeping up here, but everybody's sacrificing a lot of what they would otherwise like to be doing in order to achieve these things. But that's just life. That's what has, like, that's how 4-player games go. So, like, admittedly, my civ looks pretty decent. My you guys can't see. I mean, my government sucks, but I'm about to play Kanmon on this turn, and then I up my pop. It does look like I have to tear something down in order to afford the population to build another unit, so that part sucks. Having to tear down like an alchemy here just so that I can build military is pretty painful, but it's what I have to do, so I will do it. But like, this is where pushing military is gonna hurt for me. I'm literally gonna tear down an alchemy. But that's how much I respect military, right? Like, I recognize I have to tear down an alchemy in order to keep up in the military fight here. So that part's a bummer, but I do that, and I kind of stabilize, I think. I think my position is decent in this one, then, actually. This guy is, like, very much, like, kind of military boomer bust. Like, well, that culture's decent, though. Red has great culture here, but militarily, actually, Red looks like they could be in trouble, which is a classic thing for my friend here. Red very much enjoys playing culture in this game, and then tries to defend it desperately in the end game, and sometimes it works. But this looks like a game where actually Red might get run out of this game, so we might not end this one with 4 players. But I think 4 players ends with all 4 people a reasonable amount of the time. Also, unfortunately, a decent amount of the time, you wind up with people that refuse to resign because resignation is like so frowned upon in most other games, which is totally fair. But resignation's a kind of important mechanic in this game. Like, the threat of resignation helps influence who you attack, because if I know somebody's not going to resign, I just always beat up on the weakest player. But if I think the weakest player is going to resign if I attack them with a war, it sometimes encourages me at high level tables to actually send my war in a different direction. And that occasionally gives the weaker player breathing room to get back in the game. So if you're a never resign player, and I know that, it changes how I play against you. The resign mechanic actually changes, like, in an important way, how people play, and it actually helps it. The resign mechanic helps the weakest players because it occasionally puts them in a position where they don't just get forced out of the game, and they're allowed to actually stabilize their civilization. But if you never resign, then yeah, then I just always attack you anyhow because it's the right move. Like, it's annoying how that can work, but anyhow. So I also have been in 4-player games though where players should resign and they don't, and that's also really freaking warps the game. It's very annoying. I get very annoyed playing with those players sometimes in competitive games. But yeah. Anyhow, I was happy to play one this morning, even if it was a little funky with people resigning early and whatever. But I think it was a fun game this morning. Being able to just show off that, 3 bronze can absolutely win games. You don't have to upgrade your mines. You just have to know how to actually build military and then leverage military. And you just get to do tons of attacks. And I only drew a single war, but single war was all I needed to make sure I won this game by a good margin. So cool times. Fun and informative. Yeah, I'm glad it was useful. I'm glad we actually got to play a game and we didn't have quitters. I mean, again, yellow quit right at the end rather than play their last turn, and so we had to wait, and the bot took their final turn, but their final turn didn't actually matter. Blue left the game a bit earlier than I would have personally, but Blue, I actually again agree with their decision to resign. I think Red probably should have resigned earlier in this game, because both of them were very much going to turn into banks, and that's kind of what happened. I just stole tons of crap from Red. If Blue had stayed in the game, I would have just been beating up Blue. And Yellow and I absolutely just were the only two that actually, made sure that we were ready to build up to 60-some military, and we were just going to wreck the table. So, anyhow, yeah, it was a good time. I'm not sure when I'm streaming again. I'm just going to go chill the rest of the day here. But I'll probably stream a little this upcoming week. And then, yeah, next weekend, my partner's going to be out of town. I don't have a ton of plans. I might try to play games in real life, but if that doesn't work, I might get a little streaming in. We'll see if I can actually schedule a game against some good Through the Ages players. So that way we, 1, don't have quitters, and 2, hopefully don't have too many wild, unstabilizing moves. This game was always a little funky because I think Red was always pretty weak. Or not Red, but Yellow, whatever. The player in first seat was always pretty weak here, so they were doing a lot of moves that I didn't agree with. I think they were always gonna struggle in the end game. So how was the board game convention? WBC was great. I had a really fun time. If you want or people care, I did do a big write-up of my experience at BGG, which was pretty cool. So I'll grab the link to that. I didn't have the results I wanted at WBC. That was the real kind of sad thing. But outside of that, everything was good. I just love WBC. I think people should show, I wish more people that kind of have the same mindset would show up. I hope people find it. I think it's just a really fantastic convention. It's focused on gaming. It's just glorious. The friends that I make there are great. I have so many good friends at WBC. But yeah, results wise this year was unfortunate. I made 9 semifinals or something, and I only made 1 final table. So that's a bit unfortunate. There's a lot of strong players there, admittedly, and whatever, but I think I got pretty unlucky in a lot of ways. I also made some mistakes. I own up. I should have played even stronger than I did, but even with me playing at the strength I was, I still think I had an edge on the field at a lot of those semifinal tables. And so even if you expected I only had a 25, even if you expected at each semifinal I only had a 1 in 4 shot, making 9 semifinals, I should make 2.25 final tables. I think I'm slightly better than the field in many of those games. The field being the semifinal field. I think in some of those games there are people that are even better than me, but I'm talking about the average strength of the semifinalist. I think I'm in the above average camp, which means that I should have made more 2.4, 2.5 final tables, and instead I made 1. So that was kind of my bummer. But whatever. The Through the Ages final, I also think I had a lot of winning chances, but in hindsight, after doing the analysis vid with my friend, I definitely cost myself quite a few chances in the Through the Ages final. But even with me playing somewhat questionably, I think I still win that final 50% of the time. But instead, the way the flips happened in the final age were quite bad for me, and I wind up taking second place in that Through the Ages final. So that was a little sad. But I did get second place in Through the Ages, and so that's actually a little bit of what's like encouraged me to play and analyze Through the Ages a little more. Is I had a very good run at Through the Ages, and I think I might be better at Through the Ages than I thought or think. I still think my friend AJ is quite a bit better than me. I think Galen's probably quite a bit better, but I'm actually not sure there's a lot of other WBC players that are better than me at this point at Through the Ages. So I kind of would like to hone my top level skill in Through the Ages just a little bit more, which partly happened from really deep diving the final with AJ. Again, I have a video I like recorded with him that I want to get put out, but I'm not quite there yet. But we'll get the video up soon. That'll be hopefully pretty cool for people. But yeah, anyhow, the Through the Ages went pretty well at WBC, more so than I was expecting. Everything else went worse than I was hoping or expected. Well, that's not entirely true. I mean, to be fair, at a lot of these events, making the semifinals and losing a close semifinal table was a totally reasonable outcome. But yeah, just it happening in all of them, the combination was unfortunate. Like the individual fact that like Agricola didn't go well to me, not shocking. There's a ton of Agricola players, but like I'm quite good at St. Petersburg and Agricola and Acquire and Orleans and Five Tribes and Puerto Rico. And for all those semifinals to like wind up at tough semifinal tables with bad seeding order, bad breaks, bad luck, bad flip, one or two bad choices, and then to make the finals and none of them that part was sad. Anyhow, I had a lot going on. Yeah, I did a lot at WBC. It was great. So yeah, anyhow, that geek list is pretty fun. It has a lot of pictures of my trip. It says a lot of what I did. So anybody that wants to like go look through that, I think it's fun. I think it gives an idea of what the convention is and about and whatever. Like, there's a lot of days, a lot of good times. Anyhow, as for fan factions, finally catching up on chat. When are we going to see more TM fan factions? Hopefully this week. I do want to play more fan factions games. To be clear, I don't have insights into the fan factions. I barely have played them. I just play them and see what happens. But I'm glad that people found that fun. I hope to do more of that. For now, though, I'm going to head off. I need to, eat some lunch, go do other things. But yeah, hopefully this week we'll move on to some other games, other fun, keep doing things. See everybody around. Later.